Hello everyone, Hector Mendoza here with another video. So earlier I created a video that showed you how to combine an eagle view with a claim that you probably would have received from a carrier. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a claim. Let's say you receive a claim, but you had to create a hover and you want to combine it with a carrier, okay, excuse me, with a hover. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So let's pretend this is a claim here, and it'll say the name of your claim, whoever sent it to you. Then this would be the claim that you received from hover, and then this would be the tree that you have already created. Now, one thing to keep in mind: always make sure that they all three have the same carriers, because otherwise you're going to work harder at the end. So you select all three items. On the right hand side there's a merge button. Okay, so you click on that merge. You go to estimate. You see right here where it says project source. You want to pick the one that which is your claim. It'll have your claim number, the name of the insured, and so forth. You're going to click on hover. You're going to click on carrier, or the tree, excuse me. Okay, all you have to do now is hit finish. Now, so this is what your tree looks like right now. It's all it's weird. It's just a lot of stuff that's combined that's not correct, right? So what the first thing you want to do is go to your sketch. Now you don't have a eagle view to load, but you do have your well, this is going to be your original. Well, okay, so the one that you're going to want to do, you want to combine everything to the one that says hover. Well, yours won't say hover. Yours is going to have a number. Like hover is going to have their own name. Okay, so but I named this one hover just to make it easy for you. So now the first thing I want to do is go to my tree. In my tree I created this annotation so that I don't have to type all this information every time. So what I do is I select everything, hit Control C, go to my hover, which that provided for you. So here you could hit 3D and watch. You see, this is what they provided you. So this, we want to combine everything to this. Okay, so now I'm going to hit Control V, place this in here. So then the next thing you would want to do is move your annotations where they belong. So you'll know what's left, what's right, and what is whatever the elevation is. So this is a perfect 10 by 10 square. So let's say you had you drew your 10 by 10 square here, then you drew another 10 by 10 by 10 square here, you did one here, one here. Of course you would point to the annotations that you are using. So this would probably go here, this one you point here, and then this one would point here, and then you would put all your annotations. Okay, now that you copied those annotations here, you can start. Well, the first thing I want you to do is wherever this sketch is, I want you to left click. You see right here where it says or let's say it'll have an icon that looks like a little envelope with a hand in there. It's hard to see it, but I think that's what it looks like. So if you left click here, the first thing I want you to do is type dwelling. I want you to put 3 X's, and you'll see why I want you to do that. See right here where it says exterior? I want you to right click on your properties. I want you to type elevations. Okay, and then hit 3x. Okay, on your main level, I want you to right click here. I want you to name this exterior. Okay, now that you've done that, it'll be easy to delete any unwanted sketches. So sketch 1 I don't need. Okay, and sketch this other one, this is the one I drew, that's the one I created. We don't need that no more. Not the one I created, but the one I imported for my tree. Okay, now you know, before you continue, you know, you might want to hit 3D and show all levels. Make sure that you have still everything. Okay, this is what you're going to work off of. Now let's go to our, you go to estimate items and to your grouping tree. It's really not that hard. I hope I don't make it sound confusing, but it's really, really, really easy. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to my tree, and I'm going to deselect it to where, you know, I not expand but de-expand my folders, so it'll be easy to move the stuff. So I'm going to left click here, hold my shift key, left click on the last one. I'm going to release my left key. I'm going to left click on this first thing that says dwelling, right? I'm just going to move it over to there, release it. Okay, now the next thing I want to do, you see right here where I have hover? I want you to grab that dwelling and just move it over right here on top. Now this, you don't need this, you don't need this. So go ahead and get those out of the way. Now ultimately we want to keep, there's going to be 2 dwellings. This is the one we want to keep. We're going to expand this, and we are going to click here, and we're going to go ahead and put this over, move it right in here. Okay, now this exterior, this folder I hit here, I want to move this over to your exterior, and all I want is the front, right, left. I'm holding my shift key, my back and left. I want to grab those and put it right into my elevation, because you see that's the one that has the 3 X's. That's the one you want. So this extra interior, okay, no, that's okay, but you see this, you no longer need this, this, and this. So if I click on dwelling, remember I have the one I need right here. I'm going to click here, I'm going to delete, hit OK, and you get this dialog box, say yes. What I want to do with this roof, first I want to go ahead and rename that. I double clicked, went to edit group, and hit OK. I'm going to grab him and put him inside my roof. Now roof, okay, so you see this elevation here, I need that to be inside my exterior, and I do want my roof to be on top of there. The easiest way to do it is just put it right here into your exterior. Now you have dwelling. Here, let's close this so you can see. Okay, so this is what a tree should look like. You should have dwelling, other structures, trees, food spoilage, personal property, and debris removal, right? In dwelling, the first thing you want is exterior, and then you have interior. Inside your exterior, you always want your roof to be first, and then your elevations. So if you expand this, you can see you can have your front, right, back, left slope. On your elevations, you got your front, right, back, left elevations. Okay, now, and then on your other structures, you're going to have your detached garage, your exterior and your interior. You got your shed, the shed roof, and the walls. Usually you're not going to have a lot of walls in there, so you just have those two. You'll have your gazebo, and then you have your fence. And on tree, you'll have your tree removal and tree debris removal. Okay, so now the last thing you really have to do here is just on your exterior, go to edit grouping and just delete those 3 axes. Go to your dwelling, go to edit grouping and delete those 3 axes. There should be one more right here. Your elevation, you should delete those 3 axes. Hit OK. And now you got yourself a real nice grouping tree. Okay, now let me give you another scenario. So let's go to the sketch. All of a sudden, and so what I'm going to do is, you see, it looks a little cumbersome for me, so I'm going to, right now, I'm just going to turn off my label and measure, so it's easier for us to see. You see, now I don't have all that junk there, but it's easy to get it back and, you know. So now, let's say that there was water intrusion right in here, okay, and there was a room right underneath this area. Okay, so I'm going to create now first of all, what you want to do is right click on your exterior and see what is your elevation. It's 99, right? So when you create a new level and you name it interior, you can, you know, and I'm going to put 3 X's and you'll see why in a minute. So remember, we had 100 elevation on the roof, so this one you would want to put it at, let's say, 92 elevation. Okay, and you're gonna close this. Okay, so now you have your interior where it's supposed to be. We have the interior selected, but we can't see the exterior, which is your roof, right? If you click here and you tell it that you want to see the exterior, now when you draw your room, you can draw it right where you want the roof to be. So let's say this was a big old room inside this house. Now let's get our labels back so you can see the label. I'm going to call this living room. Okay, now let's say that you had water damage right here. You know, you would go in and then you could type something like missing shingles on the roof. Okay, and then you would point to that. Now in the roof, you also want to put an annotation what's going on underneath there, regardless if there's an opening or not an opening. So we're gonna create a snap line, and you know, hopefully you know how to do that. All you got to do is click right here where it says snap line. You just put a center right in between both of them, right? That way when you go to your exterior, which is your roof, you see right here, that's that center where the damages are. So here you could also create you an annotation, and then annotation, they examiners really love you doing this. So I'm going to create, um, you know, I might put something like water damage to the ceiling in the kitchen. Okay, and then you would point to it. You don't need this snap line no more. And boom, there you go. Now here's the deal. We got a slight little problem. If you go back to your estimate, now you're going to notice that in my dwelling, I have two interiors, right? And the reason you want, I mean, it's not going to hurt nothing, but the reason you don't want those two is because if you didn't put XX, you wouldn't know which one is the one that has the living room sketch. So let's go to our images. If you go to your estimate folder and you go to your dwelling and you go to your interior, you have two interiors. This one has all the folders that we previously created when we created the tree, and now we got this interior with that sketch that we created. So let's go back to the estimate. What you want to do is you want to keep the one that has the XX. That's why I said, create XX or triple X, whatever you want to do, and that way it's easy for you to delete and reorganize later. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and put all these folders. The reason I have all these folders is because some carriers are going to make you go to every room and take pictures of every room, regardless if there's damages or not. Some of them require it, some of them don't. The ones that require, you don't take photos of the interior, you're going to have the insured sign a, it's called like a declination that the interior damage, which means that they refuse or they requested that the room not be inspected. Nevertheless, after I selected everything, I released all my mouse. Now I'm going to left click right here, and I'm going to move this right on top of that folder. Takes it a little bit second because there's a lot of folders. In a minute, it's going to get those folders and put it in here. You see how I moved it over to the XX? I no longer need this one. I hit delete, hit OK, and then the last thing you want to go ahead and do is double click here and remove those two X's. That way your tree looks nice. And that's all there is to creating a tree. Thank you for watching my video. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and I hope to see you in other videos. You have a great day.